hear these people talking about burrs. What's a burr? Well, sometimes you need someone to show you exactly what a burr is. So I got these axes in the mail. Me and Lukey bought a few of them. And we found them on the internet. They're the Chinese Tuatai. I love Tuatai. I've got a couple of Tuatais right there. But they're a very smart company. They work with other people. And this is one company. It's Tuatai China. It's a China head. It says right on it, China. I think that's great. Now, if you've ever wondered what a burr is, there's never going to be a better opportunity for me to show you what a burr is. Friends, most axemen, they find a way to do things by hand. Some guys use jigs. They do. Some guys use jigs, but most axemen, including comp guys that I know anyway, they do stuff a lot by hand. They have their own little systems, like they'll put a spot like that, and you'll see Mr. Rod Cumberland, he does that. But a lot of our stuff, it's just by hand. I mean, look at this. You see that? That's pretty freaking... It's pretty uniform. And what I'm talking about is this dimension. This, I would call about a 1/4 inch bevel that is starting on this side. And you'll notice it's the same on the other side. Okay? Look at the burr that has appeared. Look at this. You're not gonna find a better burr than that. Now watch what happens. Watch. There it goes. It's gone. See it? There it goes. It just left. So that now is actually very sharp but rough. Like, it will cut your finger. It'll cut your finger. But not with a burr on it, it won't. See? See it there? So, friends, you can do this any way you like. I'm no professional at this. I guess some would call me a professional axe swinger guy, but that's just an opinion. I'm a guy who has spent a lot of time on an axe. Would I have a better time at logger sports than just some guy that hasn't swung a lot of axes? Yes, of course I would. But I'm no logger sport. I'm no axe aficionado, really. I mean, I guess I am a little bit. I know about axes. But anyway, regardless, this came to me as a 15-degree flat grind. 15 degrees, like flat. And after sharpening a little bit now, it's more like 17 now. Do you know what I mean by that? Isn't that amazing? It's because I'm taking it down ever so slightly. I'll show you how I do that. And it's just how I do it, friends. And you can do it any way you want. You can actually, and I'm going to show you this while I'm doing it, because you don't need to have all the rigging, friends. You don't. Here's a flat file. Here's a flat file. You can stick your freaking axe. This isn't a really big vise, but it'll give us the right idea if it'll fit. Yeah, it does. It fits. Okay? You can stick your axe in the vise like this. Okay? You can do this, and you can do what old Rod Cumberland does. I see the dot they got on there. So that's actually interesting. So I'll bet you, if I put something there like that, right there like that, and grabbed my flat file and went like this, and went like this, I'll bet you, I don't prefer this one, but always have a look. Wow, that's interesting. So that's having me up on the bust a bit still. I've created a little bust here. But anyways, that's not what I would do. I would visualize. This is what I would do here. Because you can see it. You can see your work with a light over top of you. You can actually see what you're doing. And you know you're going to want to be sharp. If you're like this, whatever that's going to be. If you're like that, that's going to give you a big bust on top after your bevel. Correct? let's just call it a bust, speed bump, bust, whatever, all the same. You can do this by hand. Okay? You can. And I have done a lot by hand over the years. Until I received my grinder. And now I have better ways of doing things. That's amazing, actually. This is a Chinese axe that I'm turning into a splitting axe. And if you can't make that split, something's wrong with you. That should tell you. Look at it. Look at this. That would be a burr. Just go see Rod Cumberland for this stuff. He's the guy he's the only guy really that I know that's showing, I don't know, logger sports techniques. All my stuff I learned by hand and by eye and by trial and error. And I'm not a competition person, but Mr. Rod Cumberland is, and I like Rodney. And I would say that he could help anybody out in this game. I really just am creating splitting axes. I'm not a chopper, but I can get things to chop. And I think if you can swing an axe, you can get something to chop. This now, I got my little gauge out here. I'm just losing my burr here now. It's actually gone. Uh-oh. I think I'm bleeding. Yeah, this is... Rod, he'll do this, friends. He'll do this. He's been doing it a long time. And he'll just go like this, back and forth. And he'll feel his burr. I do it. I like circular. I don't know why. I just like what it does. And you find your rhythm. You find the feel of the flat surface better. I find just doing a circular pattern like this. I enjoy the circular action. It can also help you polish your little bust there at the same time. You know, that when you create a chisel, you know what I mean, friends? That little secondary line back there. That one. So what we've created here now, yeah, that's it. I think it's gone. Oh yeah, it is gone. Oh my gosh, that's sharp. Wow. And for cutting wood, you know, cutting paper is one thing, but right, you know, I mean, we all know we can get it to do this. Like, that's sharp. It's just sharp. But we're not cutting paper. We're cutting wood. And we want it to come back out of the wood. So a polish helps you release from the wood as well. Polished eye. So I can feel my little bust there now. I've created a chisel on there. I like it, actually. I'll probably polish that out. I'll get rid of that little bust, so to speak. I'll probably get rid of it because I'm a wood chopping, splitting guy, not a chopper. So I'll probably polish that out with something. I'll just minimize that little line there because you create it when you do a chisel grind, right, friends? Do you guys know what I mean? You create a chisel. This is going to be fun. So what I've got here now, this thing came to me. I'll show you how it came. This might surprise you. This is how they come. Right like that. And I will show you something that is quite impressive to me. This is actually, I'm amazed. I'm literally amazed at how these axes come. They come with a flat 15. And it is 15 and it is flat. Look at, friends. Look at that. Here, just let me do it this way for you. Can you guys see that? Do you guys, is there 50? Yeah, so boom, look at 15 degrees. And it was done by a computer. And it is perhaps even 14. Look at this. So mine now, after playing around with it, won't be that smaller, but it is a little bit because I ground the edge off. You see? See how it's small? It's shorter, friends. But it's a split monster. So I gotta ask. Oof.
Pretty slick fucking.
Yeah, but why aren't you using a chopping block?
Oh, I don't know.
That's a brand new 22.5 degree edge on your axe.
Do the flick.
Because of what?
The flick?
Oh, the fleck.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So you're full on flick, no more chopping block guy.
That's right. I'm done with the chopping block.
Done with the chopping block, he says. You're gonna have to chop that apart.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's only held together by a fluffy little thing. See?
Not bad.
So here he is. He's just Mr. Flickman now. And as you can see, he has gotten much better at it. So he's got a couple of techniques now that work in his favor to not have to use a chopping block. He uses his feet. He uses the flick. He's been watching old Uncle Buckin.
Yep.
Picking a few tricks up. Got to throw my name in the hat now and again, you know. No one's going to rub your back unless you do it.
That's right.
You know. So he's just incorporated these styles into his game. And he understands a couple of these things that I've been trying to cram into his skull. Because this is not always about just... So, well, actually, by the way, what axe is that?
This is...
Are you going to share this with people?
Yeah, this is the Tuatai
Yeah.
China axe.
Oh,
training axe.
Okay.
And
You made a splitter.
that's right. Well, we both made a splitter.
Well, we did. I know I'm
Yeah.
just rambling, but oh my goodness.
22 and a half, still sharp.
But it was a 15-degree flat grind.
That's how
when
it came. Yeah.
So you reprofiled it.
Yeah, I grinded back about a 1/4 inch off the end of the bit there.
So friends, you know what's interesting here actually is I did the same. We bought a few of these and I'm just being silly, but I know what Luke did. I did the same thing, but I did it differently. I just sharpened it on a bevel until it flapped away to bring it down to 22.5 degrees, which in my opinion is just an all-around really good strong edge, especially if you back it up with a bit of convexity. So what we're doing right now is we're testing these, friends, as splitting axes. And I gotta be honest, you guys saw me with the Sheriff. That ox head, I'm pretty impressed so far. There's mine. Mine's got a bevel on it, which can be gone. People call it a speed bump or a bust. Mine has a little bust on it right now, whereas Luke actually polished his axe. So all I've done is taken off the, you see, it's China. It's China to a tie. But look, I mean, I'm kind of excited. So I'm gonna see if I can stand you up here. You guys have seen me split freaking enough wood to save you a whole lifetime, but let's see if I can't set up a little thing here. It works nice on it? Like...
Yeah, it hasn't got stuck on me at all so far.
It's a big axe. Yeah. But I like this type of game here. I like to just, I just like to grab my wood, and I'm in no panic anymore, friends. Split wood, it's not about speed anymore to me. It's about that right there, what you just witnessed. I just enjoy being able to do all the work with my axe It's just something about it, you know. This high one is tough with a 32.
Right. That's a full 32 as well.
Oh yeah.
Like that for a chopper.
I'm gonna like it once I get the deputy handle on it.
Yup.
That's when a guy's got to watch his glances when he's widening. Right? What can happen is you go yes. See that? Right into the boot.
Oh wow.
Got your toe off.
Yeah.
See that? You're widening and it just, you'd be lucky if it went in there, but normally they don't. They'll go out, slam. That's why your foot placement is huge, man. Don't take it from me, I'm no chopper, but I've chopped enough to know that that's what can happen if you don't have a pattern, right? It does. It actually chops really nice. Yeah, so where's that little short one of mine I had?
Right here.
Yeah, so check this out now.
How sharp?
22.
22, but more convex on that.
It is. It's more, so it comes out easier.
Yeah.
Comes out of the wood easier. And it's way easier on the high stroke, this one.
Okay.
Because now I'm still, yeah, I'm still bent over.
Yeah.
I can keep going.
Right.
See?
Yeah.
Whereas that big tall axe, I can't really do that. See? Right up high, look.
Right.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So with a tall axe, you're kind of not good at it. But this, look at this axe.
Yeah.
This is a really nice work axe. Chopping's fun, friends. It is. It's a nice pastime. It's nice to get into a nice rhythm. So here's the difference between these axes. Luke, would you mind just filming me for 2 seconds? Friends, right off the hop, I'm no aficionado on this. I've just done enough of it to know, probably enough of it to hurt myself actually, but handle length is huge if you're wanting to chop this here. So for instance, I just finished, because this is going to get work done. This big axe is going to get work done. It's going to sink and penetrate more than my little axe. So let me show again. Here's the difference in handle length, right? See, Luke? 2-3 inches,
Oh,
almost
yeah,
4.
easy. Yeah.
So, okay for down here and big penetrative blows, but, right? It's lovely. Like, wow. But, that's in there, Luke.
Yeah.
Let's take one more. Like, that's kind of half the axe.
Yeah.
Let's watch it come out. Right? Good for the low strokes. But when you kind of want to come up and get these high ones, these ones, it's harder. Let's widen that out. Yeah, I feel like I'm shrugging my shoulders to get that high hit in. Yeah. Which you may end up putting your feet in a strange position, whereas the little short guy, you're just off to the races. Look, super comfortable, right? Yeah, I like it. Beautiful. So, find your right length. I'm sweating, Lukey.
Yeah, me too.
But, right? Sharp is important. So is the odd trick. Don't forget the odd trick. If you want to be cool out in the bush, you got to get the odd trick going. And that wasn't it.
Let's see one more trick.
You want to see one more trick?
Yeah, I think.
Kind of impressed.
Yeah.
We all know that the China axes are not the greatest steel, friends. I had a burr on there about a 1/4 inch high when I was painting. I did, I'll show it to you. It was fun. But hey, you know what? For $100 and something axe, lots of fun. And you can, it's called a training axe, is it not, Luke?
Yeah, they call it their China axe, but it's meant for training. Yeah.
For training. So that's for training for anything, not just chopping. You can practice your grinds on it. Buy 5 of them. Tuatai is a world famous company. And me and Luke are having fun with these. Lukey, how's yours?
Mine's awesome.
Yeah, you polished yours, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Now it's splitting like a dream.
Very cool. Down the middle. Everybody say, oh, down the middle. Let's go down the middle. You mean like that? So, it's not about how big the wood is, friends. It's about the grain.
Message for viewers. Work hard, be honest, be kind. I hope you have a good day.